All right, guys, it is here. This is the WLtoys 144-01, and I got it. And it is here in the stable with the other WLtoys, and I've got some big plans for this car. I have not run it yet. I'm just working on some different things that I want to do with it and thinking about it, but I am going to take it out probably today. This is the car. My first impressions when the box came was, wow, the build quality. I mean, look at this. Really nice car. And I know there's a lot of videos of people showing what these look like, but until you actually get one, it's really hard to appreciate the upgrades this car has. Now, I want to make note of something, which is, I'm not really sure. I don't know if it is a WLtoys per se or what, or if some other companies are private labeling it. This one that I got looks like XK, and this is the driving 1/14 scale electric RC car. I don't see anywhere it's saying WLtoys 144-001, but you know, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's being private labeled or white labeled under WLtoys and other companies. It's basically the same RSR car everyone's talking about, and it's really awesome. A few things that I noticed, of course, the steel shocks. Turning this preload knob is so easy. I mean, when you look at the stock ones that come on the WLtoys 959, I mean, you have to add these little spacers. Total difference. You know, the drop test, I mean, there is no bounce. Perfect. It's definitely heavy. I mean, when you pick this thing up, it probably weighs twice what the WLtoys 959 does. Really amazing. Has a nice little bumper here, which is a nice little upgrade. I just like the way it looks. Also, these are steel, which I've seen people already bend these in serious crashes, so you have to kind of evaluate that. The chassis is awesome. The metal is phenomenal, really nice looking, but also the way it bends up is definitely going to give it way more rigidity and strength. You can see that. And, you know, even like my Arma Creighton, a lot of those cars have that type of folded up, bent up chassis right under here. And so this is for $100 car. I mean, this is amazing. Plus, the other thing I really liked about it too is just all the upgrade components, the way it looks. The shock action is amazing. The tires, I will say, have foam in them. There have been a few people who have been talking about these and wondering if they had foam. You can see actually in the owner's manual there is definitely foam. Now, one thing I'm going to do with this is I've already bought the components to make it brushless, but what I need is a few adjustments. And you can see here I've already got these components to make this guy brushless, a few of them, the servo, and then also the radio link receiver. I think I'm not going to run the fan. I have basically bought the same 4300 kV brushless motor that I used on this 959B, and this car is incredibly fast. I mean, I can't even go past half throttle on it. It's just a monster. So on this bigger chassis, I might be able to actually use some of the power, and it'll be a perfect upgrade. But it looks like I'm not going to be able to use the fan, so I will probably take the fan off and just unplug it, use just the straight speed controller with the cooling fins. And I'd like to keep it in this original location right here. The problem that we've been having with a lot of people trying to upgrade these is this cockpit is not really that high. You don't have that high pitch like you do on the 959, where you can really stick a pretty good size ESC with a fan in there. And you can see that's kind of what I did here. Also, these are kind of short, these little posts, these body posts, towers, so you don't have a lot of room for adjustment, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to overheat, so I'll just run the ESC, I'll run the engine, and then I'll probably put the receiver box somewhere around here because it will also have the gyro. Now, the only problem that I've noticed is a few people have done this, and I haven't seen anybody have any big problems except for the fact that they strip out the reducer gear that goes right under here, because if you take this off, you're going to see this guy is your standard brass that they use on the 959. I think it might even be the exact same, According to the manual, that looks to be correct, but we don't know until we open it up and verify, so don't take my word on it. But this is plastic. So when you get this reducer gear in plastic, i.e. it's not metal like the 959 upgrades are, that thing is probably going to end up stripping out. And there was one gentleman, Joshua, I can't remember his last name, sorry bro, but really good channel, and his stripped out. So we have to find a replacement for that. And it might be that we could use one of the 959Bs and there may be some modification, or maybe it's not going to be exactly perfect, but enough that it doesn't cause damage. But I do think that a 4300 kV motor will strip that out. That's the only big challenge that I have, is I don't think anybody is making an aftermarket steel reducer gear for this car. So let me know if you have come across one or if you've figured it out. I will get some videos of this thing running, but I wanted to, before I did anything with it, just show y'all a little bit of the car. Also, I know I was wondering about this. Size-wise, what's the difference? Let me move my 959 over here. Definitely, I know everyone's done these. It's not the first, so it's not that exciting. But this is the size difference. It's a little bigger. If you line up the wheels back to back, I mean, it's a good size. It's just a much bigger feeling, more substantial car. Still not as big as like a Creighton, obviously. I mean, it's still a small car that you can put in your glove box, you know, or your car and have some fun. But it really is going to be an awesome experience, and I'm super excited about doing the brushless upgrades and doing them really well so that the car is clean, works good, and will haul some serious butt. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what y'all think about the video, and also if you know of anybody that has sourced a metal gear that will fit this size. And it may be that some of the other WLtoys cars will fit. The other thing I'm going to do as well, real quick, I'll share, is I am going to move this little battery stop tray thing here, and I'm going to expand it. And it's actually pretty cool because see these two holes right here? Those two holes actually will let you bolt that guy in over all the way over here. And then this battery, which I've been using on the brushless 959, will fit perfectly. This is a 3S. So I'll likely get some runs driving it with the stock in 3S as well. And the only thing I'm going to need is a longer battery strap. Or what I've done is I've put Velcro sometimes just right here. And it also supports the battery from flopping around. But even without a strap, holds pretty good unless you crash really hard. So that's all the upgrades I'm going to do. I'll be documenting it all. Let me know if there's anything you want to see me do or any questions. Awesome car, and I'm really excited to finally get it.